Well, I'm not gonna fucking lie, it's blistering hot here. So if I sound like I'm withering in the fucking heat, it's because I'm withering in the fucking heat. Right, what have we got planned today? Right, we need to get Ballistic Weave unfucked, because Ballistic Weave will allow us to put some very effective bulletproofing on our cocktail dresses, which obviously is obviously a massive priority if you're me. But yeah, I did a bit of offline building, and this is what we've got here.
Another day of hard work.
It's worked out rather nicely.
Changes.
Yeah, I've got 14 people. It got a bit overpopulated, and there was just like a couple of fucking beds here and nothing else. So I've sent some off to other locations. It's at its build limit, but I've got 28 beds. There's plenty of food. There's 123 water. And pretty optimal defense. I would like a little bit more defense, maybe. I'm just wondering whether to stick another couple. You really need more defense than you have food and water combined, or you're much more likely to trigger attacks. Kit, no worries, mate. Just nice to see you, dude. I'll be sticking this up on the VOD anyhow. But thanks for popping by to say hi. You know, I'm gonna stick another couple of turrets up, just because it would be a bit silly being this close to overmatching it.
You might want to focus on the
and not bothering.
You'll break your back carrying worthless scrap.
Yeah, I hope you're well, Kit, mate. Let's do this little just spoof a little bit more building headspace. $144, so where are we at? We need, oh fuck it, 153. Fuck my shitty maths. What will this give us? Might stick one here actually, because they have a little bit of a tendency to spawn in front of the house, in the house. Like I said before, I don't actually go for these oh, you are shitting me. I don't actually go for these mods that tell you exactly where the settlements spawn, because I feel it kind of destroys the immersion. But
feet hurt.
I got a rough idea. They tend to, I think they tend to head up that road. They tend to spawn right in front of the house, for a fact. But sometimes they literally will spawn right in front of the house. That's, you know, and some of them will immediately run in the house. So there's two ways you can handle that, which is to have coverage, machine gun coverage in the house. But in the end, I was just like, fuck it, just I'm not going to have anything worth protecting in the house, and that way I don't even have to worry about it. There you go, 160. And what is the time? I think I'm going to have another quick AIDS nap to save.
Huh? Yes?
Unfortunately,
Easy living, this ain't.
I have encountered the settler
Huh?
Hi.
Don't much care for good
the
neighbors.
trader bug
That
here,
place is
where
nothing.
nobody, I think, apart from the doctor, will speak to me,
I can patch you up if you need it. For a small fee, of course.
which is annoying as fuck. There is no two ways about it, but fuck it. I'm not going to fuck around with this now.
If you need
I've got
fixing up,
a base
get a
just
look at
down
you.
the road.
I need some supplies, Doctor.
I suppose I could spare some stim packs.
Got no money. Right, fuck that. Let's head down the road. We've got another completed base down the road. Yeah, I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy with this design. You've got a deceptively large area to build
You really
out into the water,
Not
which solves an
exactly
awful lot of
round.
your defensive problems right there. Let's get a truck
You ain't
on
been up
and
the
fucking
secret
move.
garden, you should
I would
go.
also like to give a shout out to Heath, who sent me a picture of his build at Spectacle Island, and Heath will undoubtedly probably watch this on VOD. But genuinely meant what I said to you, mate. That was a fucking spectacular job. That was a really nicely done build. And there's a few things there, which is how I tend to do things. So you know, I'm not bullshitting you. It really was just very, very nicely done. But yeah, similarly, I always at Spectacle Island, I will always build out into the sea. I'll never build on the land at Spectacle Island. I mean, you can come under attack from traditional settlement attacks at Spectacle Island, and I don't know exactly where they attack from, but they spawn all over the fucking shop. And then there are creatures that spawn there, but I would just say if you leave the electricals intact, you know that when you first arrive, you've got to do that quest where you turn on that ultrasonic thing that kills all of the creatures on the island. When you're scrapping up Spectacle Island, if you're very careful not to scrap that, and that involves being very careful about which trees you scrap, because the wires are attached to connectors on a couple of trees, so it's very easy to accidentally break that cable. But if you leave that intact, then no indigenous creatures will spawn. And then you've just got your settlement attacks. But if you build out to water, you can guarantee which direction they're going to come from. So I, just like Heath, you know, I build out on the coast in the shallows, sort of slightly out into the water, because then you can have water purification in the basement completely covered and concealed. And you also know that anybody that attacks you is going to attack you from the shore. It's going to attack you. They're going to attack you from the island. So you basically guarantee yourself a unidirectional attack. So yeah, that's exactly how I would have done it, mate. I thought it was very nicely done, especially the walkway and the kill zone, the way you constructed that. I thought that was a job well done. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over to the slog. I can't see if there's anywhere else that's good for us selling wise. Yeah. We've got to offload this water. Mind you, Nordhagen Beach is in pretty good nick. You know what I'm thinking? Because we've ultimately got to get down there. I'm thinking maybe let's say fuck it. Say fuck it. Head down to Nordhagen Beach to Zuzu's, and then we can just basically cross over here. This is going to be another one of those fairly significant journeys, I fear. But yeah, just so you know, if I sound Anybody watching thinks I sound sedated. It is. I don't know if you've been watching the news, but it's really hot here in London, and the humidity's pretty high too. And we don't have aircon because we're stupid fucking limeys. And yeah, we're paying for it here at the moment. That's why I'm literally sitting here dying in the heat. Okay. Not sure what he's doing down there, but as long as he's comfortable, that's the main important thing. Right, I'm just going to check which way we're heading. Fuck me, this is probably not how we want to do this. Fuck it, there are worse fucking ways. Zoo, how you doing, mate? Yeah, it is. I literally have like a towel next to me if my eyes start to sting too much. Well, we're going to go and see Zuzu's, your strip club, so this should be interesting. No particularly good direct route. Although I'm already thinking I should have gone north of the river back here. But I've got... Doesn't bode well. I've got some provisioners walking these roads, so they should be clearing shit out a little bit at least. And there's another somewhere. There's always another fucking blood bug. And there he is.
Fighting again. Hey. Hey, that's my trick.
I'm so pleased that I've fucking that I kitted up with a fucking sawn-off shotty again, because it is
Won't get far.
so nice for close combat. You can go around a corner, and if you run into something at close range, it's going to be vastly more unpleasant for them than it is for you.
Ah, the time-honored tradition of looting.
Yeah, I didn't know whether to stream Henry today or Fallout, but I'd been doing a bit of base building, so I figured, yeah, Fallout. Plus, I really do need to get my ballistic weave sorted out. I don't know what happened to this guy, but it didn't end well for him. Right, I've got... Zoo Fishing says, loving this game. Thanks, mate, for getting me into this one. Level 31, and I've gotten nowhere. Yeah. I'm really pleased. Holy fuck! I'm really pleased you enjoy it, mate. It's one of those games that... How can I put it? I love this game, but I'm wary about recommending it, because sometimes I recommend it to people and they'll like play it for 3 hours and they'll hate it. You know, and I've given it to people as a present, and then I've seen that they've like got 5 hours played after 6 months. So it's very much a love it or hate it thing. So it's always a pleasure when someone picks up the game and enjoys it, because if you get into this game, it's you know, it's so good value for money, because, you know, whole days can disappear into Fallout. And if you get into the settlement building and all of that side of things, then fuck me, that that shit can take weeks. I think what we're going to do is we're going to get to County Crossing, stick up a beacon, and then head down to Nordhagen. I'll decide on the fly whether I'm going to go that way or that way, because I have cleared that once, but it was a while back, so it's probably repopped. But to go back to a conversation I was having with zoo fishing, you know, there's no right or wrong way. It's like the when it comes to connecting your settlements, it really is like the travelling salesman problem. And I never do it the same way twice. And I just try and think of it a bit like a circuit board. And I also want as much coverage of people walking around routes where I'm going to be walking to protect, you know, because they'll protect you. You know, if I'm walking between Jamaica Plain and Warwick Homestead, there's a good chance I'll keep running into my own settlers, my own provisioners, because they will walk that route, the easiest route on foot. But I mean, even looking at this, I'm just kind of thinking I might set up an additional line, say from County Crossing at some point all the way down to Mirkwater. Dallas, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Because, you know, this is a route, you know, you're going to be walking down this quite a lot, and I've got no provisioner there. So I may chuck in a few extra provisioners just to give myself a little bit of sort of moral support when I'm in those areas. Yeah, mate, I've just been griping about it. I've not been particularly functional. It's weird. I'm a bit of a pussy when it comes to having a cold or flu. Might dispatch this guy just for lols. And that was a massive fuck up.
We got coming.
There you go. Bit of XP. But yeah, if I have flu, I'm completely non-functional. I just kind of feel really sorry for myself and just kind of wanna watch Netflix with a wet towel over my head. And I felt a bit like that in the heat, and it got to the point where zoo fishing and a couple of other people were like, "Where are you?" And in the end, I thought I better stop feeling sorry for myself and do a stream. But yeah, I am completely wet when it comes to this weather. Zoo Fishing says he's had this for 2 years, so I kind of know that what I was getting still. I've yet to use power armor yet. Good times. Yeah, power armor. Somebody close. Power armor is the double-edged sword of this game, because I personally would much rather not be wearing power armor, because you can move so much faster. Jesus Christ, I cannot snipe today. I like to travel in light armor and travel quickly. When Dallas says good sniper, I'm going to assume he's talking about the rifle and not my appalling skills. But yeah, power armor's the double-edged sword, because you kind of have to tramp around really slowly. You've got to keep it fueled up with power cores, or fusion cores, but at the same time it offers you so much protection and carrying capacity. So, how can I put it? Nobody. I'm not going to complain about power armor too much, because, you know, if you're going to get into a big fight in Fallout 4, you wear fucking power armor. No two ways about it. Power armor is your fucking friend. But at the same time, I do like to travel light. Yeah, my VATs, I got such low points, like in anything useful. All my points are kind of in at the moment are in charisma and intelligence. That oh fuck me.
You know, ammo is... Can we just pay you to play dead?
Deacon, good shot, man. Yeah, VATs only really works for me at very, very close range. I mean, I'm actually quite impressed with that shot Deacon just took, because Deacon's so far only proved effective as a fucking decoy. He just basically tanks mobs by aggroing them and is fairly fucking useless besides. So that was a pretty spot on shot. But yeah, I think it's time I put my man pants on and put some points into some worthwhile skills, because having a charisma and intelligence build where you're basically shit at everything apart from being a pimp is all very well, but if you're bad at everything when it comes to combat and you can't use VATs, that's not a great combination. It's not like I can fall back on VATs in a tight spot. It's like I am really bad at combat. I'm really bad at taking damage. VATs I'll usually get one shot and I will always miss. Unless something attacks me at practically point blank range, I'm fucked. So yeah, it might be time for me to do some grown up specking. Fuck me, the sweat is actually dripping off my face. It's so hot here. I might bite the bullet and get a little aircon unit. Right, anyway, I'm going to stop fucking moaning like a bitch. Just want to know what that shooting is about. Ahmed, how you doing, mate? Nice to see you. I was thinking about you today. I was sorting out some laundry and found your very sexy shirt. I hasten to add, Ahmed, for those of you who don't know, Ahmed is a Division streamer, and I bought one of his shirts. He didn't leave his shirt around here. Teed, how you doing? Yeah, this... Oh shit, I'm actually going to have to fight now. Yeah, I'm... actually hit something. And there were witnesses. Fuck me, Rust Devils. Not convinced... This is a great place to be. I'm doing that classic sniper thing, which is positioning myself on the highest point of elevation for a good line of sight, which is incidentally exactly the worst place to get fucking shot at. I'm just going to check what a pimp without VATs is just like walking around like a Brit in their hair. I'm not quite sure I get that one. Yeah, fuck are these guys shooting at? Yeah, I went from a full powered recon scope to a shorter powered one because I just found that using this in combat, enemies within a certain range were just too fucking close. I think that guy's got a fucking rocket launcher. That's not good. No, he hasn't. He's just got big...
You almost got away with that.
Ah, like a Brit in the heat, yeah. Well, I can't remember who said it, but is that the old truism about the British? All we do, we spend the whole year complaining about how shit the weather is, and the moment the sun comes out, we're like, fucking hell, it's too hot. I'm afraid I am guilty as charged. There you go.
The time-honored tradition of looting.
That robot armor is pretty pointless because it's kind of fucking heavy, and when you scrap it, you'll get like 1 steel. But I will occasionally inspect it because if it's pimped out, then it will scrap down into more interesting stuff. So, you know, like the leaded one, you'll get sort of lead, and certain other ones you might get a bit of interesting stuff from scrapping it down. But the bog standard stuff, just don't even fucking bother because it will just be 1 steel or something ridiculous. See, the moral of the story here is let other people scrap it out for you. Right, where are you, Deacon? Because it's time.
Tell me what you want.
Time you earned your keep. Oh, sorry about this. See, Zoo, I've actually been collecting fishing rods for your strip joint. Offload some of this water. That's weird. I don't know why that guy would be up here. I think that guy there is actually a rare encounter, or a random encounter as it's called. Right, I'm going to get my bearings now because I'm just kind of getting to that point where I would like to have a tactical save sleep. Because things are potentially getting a little bit shady as we head down into town. Let's have a little look. Where the fuck are we? Right, we are nearly there. Yeah, we're nearly there, so let's just head up to County Crossing. We're coming from the safe side, so this should be fine. Now, well, it's never even occurred to me, but that is a nuclear power station, isn't it? A completely fucked nuclear power station. Yeah, needless to say, from the dead settlers, it should be pretty fucking obvious that I didn't do the quest to unlock this base. I just killed the locals. But, you know, needs must. Fuck me, I haven't done jack shit around here. I haven't even scrapped this place up. Right. Oh. Just grab any shit that's worth grabbing. Cheers. Not a fucking lot. I'm going to try and I'm trying to make a point of sticking a little scrapping station down now. Now I've unlocked all the bases. It's just worth doing. It's just worth having at least one scrapping station on the go in all of your bases, because they don't produce an awful lot. But if you've got 30 odd bases or whatever there are, and you've got one person scrapping at each one, I think they produce something like 6 random items per in-game hour or something that you're actually playing, not sleeping or anything like that, but when you're or waiting, but when you're actually playing, I think they produce something nominal like 6 items, but times that by 30, you know, and play for a whole day, play for 8 hours, and then suddenly it's producing a significant amount of scrap for you. It's going to detonate this car
We're shooting at what exactly?
because I would rather blow it up myself than have it blow up at a bad moment. Right. It's all looking fine and fucking dandy. What I am going to do is randomly chuck some potatoes down. I had a massive potato blight because I've clearly got some bases where I have not set anything up. I've just stuck up a recruitment beacon and nothing else, and they're just eating food, so they're eating potatoes first. Deep Fishing says don't put scrap station at the main base, just find that out. Okay, this is new for me, which you shouldn't put scrapping stations at Sanctuary. Okay, this is not one I've heard. What's the backstory on that one? This is a horrible way to do it, and I will build this up off stream. So yeah, Zoo, what's the logic with not having a scrap station at Sanctuary? I'm assuming if you dump most of your items at one base, don't put scrap station there. Oh, what? That they might scrap it out of containers? Fuck me, I didn't know that. I do know that settlers have a tendency to, when under attack, to just grab your gun, your like limited edition guns that you've got stored, and run off with them. That's why I'm probably going to make Diamond City my main base. Okay, this is interesting reading. Armour said I made a base there once and I forgot that I had the blast from landing on the ground and aggroed all of the people there. They ended up killing me. Yeah, I done that. I momentarily tried out that mod and then just realised that if you've got it equipped, every time you jump down, you might get into a fight. I mean, do you know what I mean? You might just be bored at Diamond City and just decide to quickly skip the last of the steps and take a big leap. for those of you who don't know, there's a mod where when you land after a sort of a big jump, you like create this like seismic explosion, and it seems great on paper, but on principle it's a fucking car crash, because every time you jump down anywhere, friend or foe, you hurt. You know, you do AoE blast to everybody, and it, yeah, the joke wears very thin very fucking quickly, and eventually you're like, fuck this, bad idea. Zoo Fishing says he stores all his power armor and exotics at Red Rocket. I assume no settlers there to steal my crap. Yeah, you know what? I've built up Red Rocket, but I think that's the sensible way to do it. Because they share the what do you call it? They share their loot. What do you call it? The vendor list. Anyway, you know, some bases, they're so close together that you may notice that sometimes you'll sell all your stuff at one vendor. You'll go to the next base, like Sanctuary and Red Rocket, and they'll be out of caps. And it's like those two locations share the same vendor pool. So although you get the benefits of income from having vendors at both those locations, there's a lot to be said for just having one as a proper grown-up base and the other one just for you and your shit. Teed says, also don't get the talent that ejects a fusion core like a grenade when depleted. Yeah, I briefly flirted with that one as well, and it turned into a train wreck for the same reason, because you just, I can never remember what the bloody button is until I've just pressed it by accident. And yeah, it's basically like a inappropriate, badly timed fart, but instead of it being vaguely embarrassing, you just drop a nuclear bomb out of the back of your power armor suit, and 9 times out of 10 that will not be a good thing. Ahmed says, I just store all my good loot in a floor safe. Never had anyone steal out of there. That's interesting, because I actually always assumed that all containers were created equal. You know what? It never occurred to me that they might actually have different physical qualities. Feeling one of my guys must have just maybe one of my provisioners just took something out there, because I just got XP. I had to use the command console to undo it. It was the worst idea since someone suggested a referendum on Brexit. Yeah, I really try and avoid discussing Brexit, because I know it's so divisive. But yeah, the current situation of YOLO, let's leave Europe without a fucking plan, isn't working out too well, and I'll leave it at that. Whatever anyone's views on Brexit, I don't think anyone can deny that. Yeah, it ain't going so well, really, is it?